Another joint venture brand is gone. This time, it's Skoda. On March 26, 2026, Volkswagen Group, century-old car brand, Skoda, officially announced it will fully exit the Chinese market by year-end, terminating all new car sales. No new models will be launched hereafter. This brand, which has been deeply rooted in China for 20 years, couldn't withstand the market trends, becoming a microcosm of joint venture brands, struggling in the EV wave. Sale talks. Let's break it down. Why did Skoda fail? Skoda's exit isn't a sudden decision, but the inevitable result of declining sales. In 2018, Skoda's China sales peaked at 341,000 units, but 7 years later, in 2025, that number dropped to just 15,000, not even a fraction of its peak. Anyone would shake their head. After exiting China, Skoda will shift its focus to Europe, India, and Southeast Asia. Concentrating on these regions, Chinese owners don't need to worry, as Skoda shares platforms with VW. Core parts are highly compatible. SAIC VW will handle after sales, so maintenance won't be an issue. Back in the 1930s, Skoda already had ties with China. The popular model was exported early on, sparking the brand's initial connection. In 1952, Czechoslovakia gifted a Skoda VOS sedan as a state gift to our leaders. This exact car is now kept in the Military Museum of the Chinese People's Revolution. Officially joining SAIC VW in 2005 marked a major milestone for Skoda's growth. In 2007, the first domestic Octavia quickly launched, opening the family sedan market. Then Fabia and Superb debuted, building a solid sedan lineup and establishing a firm foothold. In 2013, Skoda launched its first compact SUV, the Yeti. Initially brought in as an import, it was locally produced by year-end. True to its name, it focused on off-road capability with great interior space efficiency, but due to its rugged styling, it didn't match the mainstream SUV taste, so it saw mediocre sales. What were the mainstream SUVs then? VW, Honda CR-V, Haval H6, they all had a more rounded, conventional look. However, with the rapid Spaceback rolling out, Skoda's sales volume picked up. Plus, the mid-size Kodiaq in 2017, the compact Karoq in 2018, and the subcompact Kamiq. This marks Skoda joining the SUV with a relatively rich product lineup. By 2020, sleek Skoda's 3 millionth car rolled off the line, a major milestone for the brand in China. However, this milestone hit a significant risk. We have to mention a popular joke from back then. Those who know VW by Skoda, the core reason was Skoda used VW's tech and shared the same platforms, but was slightly cheaper, focusing on high value, so practical, car-savvy buyers chose Skoda, feeling they spent less for VW-level quality. But this brand image was a double-edged sword. Skoda became known as a cheap VW, losing its own unique identity. Buying a Skoda meant being teased for not having enough budget for a VW. Then, domestic EVs emerged out of nowhere. In terms of value, joint ventures really can't beat local brands. Skoda's core market was the 100K to 00K, and this range is exactly the main battleground for Chinese brands. Skoda was hit hard with no way to fight back. Even VW itself kept cutting prices to increase their value. So why would consumers need a cheaper VW alternative? Therefore, Skoda's fate in China was made by VW and broken by VW due to falling sales. The resources Skoda got from the group also gradually shrank. It lacked competitive EV models, its smart features lagged, and its infotainment felt like an old flip phone. In the EV wave, it was left far behind. Thus, Skoda's sales began a freefall. From its 2018 peak of 341,000 units, it dropped to 282,000 in 2019, and fell to the 100,000 seconds in 2020, with by 2021 it hit 5 digits, 71,200, then 44,600, until hitting 15,000 in becoming totally invisible in the Chinese market. Speaking of sales, Sale has our own bitter tears. Our book business is struggling, and we need your support to keep the team running. We always use beautiful printing and humorous art to explain classics and popularize science. You can gain knowledge while laughing and find joy, whether for yourself or as a gift for kids. It's an excellent choice. Click the yellow cart below to buy. Thank you for your support. Skoda's exit is not an isolated case. In recent years, many foreign brands have gradually left the Chinese market. Their fates share many similarities with Skoda. A classic example is Suzuki. Known as the king of small cars, Suzuki was once very popular domestic models like the Alto were many people's first cars. Known for being economical and durable, but later, Suzuki missed the Chinese preference for larger cars, stubbornly sticking to small vehicles. Their product updates were slow, and they also missed the EV transition. Sales dropped year by year, until they announced their exit in 2018. Then there's Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi also had its glory days in China. The Pajero, a tough SUV, was loved by off-road fans. Family SUVs like the Outlander also sold well, but Mitsubishi's update cycle was too slow. Lacking competitive models, squeezed by domestic brands, their sales kept falling, and they eventually exited China too. Besides them, brands like Renault, Fiat, DS, Acura, and over a dozen others have also ended their joint ventures in China in various ways. They all shared vague positioning, slow updates, and lagging EV transitions. In this fierce market competition, they gradually lost their edge and eventually had to bow out quietly after leaving the Chinese market. Most of these brands adjusted global strategies, pivoting to India, Southeast Asia, and Central because EV adoption is slower there. Demand for gas cars is stable, competition making it better for their growth. In short, knowing they couldn't win the price war in China, they wisely shifted to other markets. It's better than bleeding money here. But this also reflects just how brutal the Chinese auto market is. In the future, foreign brands will leave China. But only those that adapt to market changes and maintain core competitiveness will survive and grow in this market. Alright, that's it for this episode. If you found it valuable, please follow, like, and share. I'll share more automotive insights later, helping you become the car guru among your friends.